If you're new to my YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button and remember to click the bell icon to get notifications of all my uploads throughout the week. So Monday morning, Ian's back and back to the same routine. Off he goes, walking Mr. Bentley. That'll blow the cobwebs out of his head. It's Monday afternoon. Done for the day. Sat down and kind of finalised my February month-end accounts. Ian's been in and out of the garage and that kind of stuff. He's also been doing some photography today. He had a good weekend at the Comic-Con in Birmingham at the NEC, the National Exhibition Centre. And I've kind of come downstairs now and I've just kind of sat and having a cuddle with Mr. Bentley. I didn't have a lot of sleep last night. Ian had nightmares. Don't know why. Obviously something he ate. And I probably only had around about 4 hours sleep because once my sleep pattern's interrupted, I have real difficulty getting back into sleep again. So I was back up early this morning, out of bed early this morning, after only having, like I said, about 4 hours. So I'm just feeling a bit drained at the moment, which is why I've knocked off and stopped doing day job stuff. But anyway, Mr. B will be going out for a walk in a minute. Ian's going to be coming in. He's just said to me that he's going to come in and take Mr. B for a walk. So I may, just may, have a little snooze, have a little nappette on the couch for maybe an hour. Might feel a bit better after that. It's Tuesday, around about 10 AM, and I've just been going through some of the comments that have been left over the weekend on my YouTube channel. And somebody, obviously from the United States, a lady, has left me a nice comment saying that she doesn't appreciate when I comment about a certain president of the United States. Now this is on a video that I posted on July the 4th last year. It's taken her a while to find it, but she's sent me this message telling me how she doesn't appreciate the fact that I don't seem to appreciate this fantastic man that you now have in the White House over in the States. Needless to say, this lady won't be commenting on any more of my videos because I don't appreciate anybody telling me what I can and cannot say in my own YouTube channel. It's only fair. Matt, don't you look a pretty sight?
I'm looking for my friend Kimberly.
Well, at least it'll keep it off your head anyway. He's wearing a silly hat to go out in. Anyway, it's 3:25 on Wednesday afternoon. I've had a fairly productive day today, working on stuff for the website and getting my accounts and everything sorted out and ready to start a new financial year, because this month, March, is the end of my financial year. So I'm gonna have to do my year end and all that kind of stuff. And what's this silly prat doing, blocking the road? Anyway, so I've got all that done, all that sorted out and all that ready. But this morning Ian told me that he's broken a tooth. So I've had to try and, actually I'm going to go a different way. I've had to try and get him into the emergency dentist today to try and get it fixed. Which meant that I didn't know what time he was going to be back. So I phoned Mum this morning and said that I'm not coming over tonight. So instead, we're going over tomorrow on Thursday, but we're going over to have lunch. So myself, Ian, if the tooth is fixed that is, and Mr. Bentley are all going to go over to Mum and Dad's, have lunch, and then take Mum shopping, and then come back mid-afternoon. So rather than miss out, we decided we'll all make a little trip out of it. So that's what's happening tomorrow. At the minute, I'm on my way down to a local electrical store because it's also Dad's birthday next week. I've made him a card already, which you've probably seen. It's one of the projects that I did and put on my blog last week, I think it was. Anyway, that's all done, but I'm going to buy him a digital radio, one of those DAB digital radios, for his shed, so he can listen to non-crackly music whilst he's busy working in his shed. His old one packed up on him because it got full of sawdust and other airborne gunk while he's working in there. So I said I'd buy him a new one for his birthday, which is what I'm going to go pick up now. I've ordered it, I've reserved it, just got to go and pick it up and pay for it. So got that in time for going over tomorrow morning. So that's what's happening at the minute. Oh, and I might just nip into the supermarket, which is just around the corner, and just grab a few provisions while I'm there. Kill two birds with one stone, figuratively. No animals were harmed in the making of this video. It's Thursday morning, 11:45, so 11:45, and we're on our way to Mum and Dad's. So your tooth, would you like to tell the ladies and gentlemen what happened with your tooth yesterday?
Oh, the tooth fiasco, well, not a fiasco. Went to the new dentist, James, who's very, very nice, reassured me because I'm terrified. And all it was a chipped tooth, so he ground it down. He said, yeah, your teeth look fine to me. Took a couple of x-rays, come and see the dental hygienist in another 8 weeks. Away you go.
So not very bad at all?
Not bad at all.
Good. So just in case you were worried. So anyway, so instead of going to Mum's last night, we were both, well actually all three of us,
Mr. Bentley,
there you go, are going to see Grandma and Grandad this morning. Grandad's going to look after Mr. Bentley while we take Mum out to do some shopping.
Nice.
So that's what the plan is. We're going to have lunch with them first, of course. We'll do something then. Don't just stand there.
Well, I feel better for that. cup of tea and chocolate and a wee. Well, we've just taken Mum home from a fantastic afternoon. It's 10 to 6. We're in rush hour, but never mind. Bentley has been asleep most of the afternoon with his granddad.
Get a booby.
Oh yeah, say hello, Mr. Bentley. We've had a great afternoon, done lots of shopping, got lots of food shopping, and bought some nice bits and bats. So we're going home now for our tea. We won't be having a lot, will we?
No, because Mother cooked a big lunch.
We had spaghetti bolognese for lunch and it was lovely. Good cook is Mother, isn't she?
She is. She's had plenty of practice.
She has, hasn't she? So I'll see you tomorrow, possibly.
Is it? Oh, that's no fun. It's just gone 3:30 on Saturday, and I've kind of locked myself in the craft room today because I wanted to finish off putting together all the bits and pieces for my new field notes journal. So, and I'm pretty much there. So I'm nearly done. This is it. So it's 6 inches across by just under 9 inches deep. So it's about 8 3/4 inches. So it's quite a deep one. And yes, the front cover has got a gilded butterfly on it. It is a field note entomology themed journal, which means that there are butterflies, moths, insects and that kind of stuff in here as well as part of the theme. The cover is slightly different. This is covered in sage green buckram rather than upholstery cloth. I've even gilded the spine ridges as well, so they all shine nicely gold. You've got the label plate on the spine. The spine's about just under 2 inches wide. So it's a nice depth as well. So there's about 140 pages inside the journal, and each one, let me just open it up for you. There is a proper flick through of this. If you haven't already seen it, then I'll put a link to the description. I'll start again. If you haven't seen the in-depth flick through of the journal, I will put a link in the description area below. There you go. Can't speak. So we've got some nice kind of inside cover pages, which I have lined up so that the pocket is actually invisible until you slide something in it. You can see it better on the back inside page. So if I take out that bookmark and that tag, you can't see where the pocket is until you slide something in. Then you can. So, and there, the papers that I've used are very arts and craftsy, kind of very William Morris-esque, and I think they actually go really well with the journal. I love the colours that are in there, which are the greens and the pinks, and the browns I think really go well. So I have 5 signatures, and as you can see, you have some entomology book plates in there as well, featuring different insects. Each one of the lined pages has got some kind of stamping on it. Some more little creepy crawlies in there. You have blank pages. There's graph paper pages in here, lined paper, field notes. There's all kinds of gorgeous, look at that lovely moth specimen plate. Beautiful. Well, I think it is, and some stick insects and that kind of thing. There's all kinds of bits and pieces. Each of the signatures has its own kind of dividing file tab on the top, and there's a few little surprises inside each signature as well. There's a few hidden pockets with a few bits and pieces tucked in, and that kind of stuff. So, but there's still plenty of room for you to be able to write. There's absolutely loads and loads of pages and room for you to write on nearly every single one. So look, you've even got a double page writing space there. So this can be used as a notebook. I love this. Inside that one, look, there's a miniature version of the field note book on British entomology. And it is double-sided. So that's inside. So there's like I said, little surprises stashed throughout the book, but not so much as it stops you from actually using it as a journal. And because it is a field note journal, then we're not going to have a fancy closure apart from just a piece of elastic, but I will be putting a couple of charms and bits and pieces, and maybe intertwine a bit of ribbon around this too. So not quite finished, but almost. So keep your eyes open because this will be going on sale soon. So Ian's out with Mr. Bentley. Like I said, it's now 20 to 4. I've put Mr. Bentley's evening meal out. We're going to have lasagna, which I prepared earlier on. So that's it. I've had a thoroughly enjoyable Saturday playing and creating that journal today. I absolutely loved it. So I just have to think now what I'm going to do for my next one. It's Sunday morning. It's about 10:30.
Yes.
But the clocks went forward last night, so we lost an hour's sleep. Didn't go to bed early, obviously, because that's just not how we roll. Say good morning.
Good morning. Is it morning? I've just woken up.
So we're just having a little walk up to the local shop to replenish a few supplies. Because the sun's shining, it's a beautiful spring morning, we thought we'd all go together, have a little walk.
Good boy.
You're a good boy as well.
I'm a very good boy. Not today, I'm not.
So since getting back from the shops this morning, we've spent the remainder of the morning in the garden because the sun's out. So we've got lots and lots of debris, all the leaves all raked up. We've cleaned out a lot of the dead foliage and dead plants and cleaned all the branches and all that kind of stuff from the top part of the garden. So we've actually made a big impact. So definitely have a sense of achievement for today. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, without whose generosity and support these videos would not be possible. Thank you.